In this video, we're going to be talking about the exterior parts of the leaf, and we're also going to be discussing their functions. So first, let's start at the top part of the leaf over here. This pointy thing over here is called the leaf tip, also known as the apex. So let's take a leaf over here, for example, and we can see this large pointy top over here is called the apex. This is built in a kind of structure where, so that if water were to ever land over here on the top, because the top part over here is waxy enough, it is able to easily slip down, and this top part acts as a ramp so the water can go down, not causing the water to enter into the leaf. Hence, the water doesn't exactly get soaked into the leaf, but rather just drips over. That's the significance of the tip. This surrounding part over here is called the leaf blade, and I'll explain how it works. So it starts over here at this middle point, or this middle line, and it curves over here along the leaf structure. This is called the leaf blade. This is the place where the chloroplast is located inside of the leaf, and this is where it basically gets most of that carbon dioxide and most of that sunlight, where it is able to absorb and make food for the plant. Next, we have the midrib. The midrib is basically this part over here. The midrib is this line that gathers all the nutrients that the leaf blade is absorbing, and all that nutrients is then sent over here to the petiole. The petiole is this small kind of stem-like structure that connects to the plant stem, and this is basically to transport any of that nutrients to the plant so the plant can survive. Then over here we have our axil. The axils, I'll even show it a little bit better. In this plant over here, we have the axil, which is basically just the point where the leaf and the stem intersect, and that transportation of nutrients is able to happen. Then we have the stipules, which is basically these smaller leaves. So these smaller leaves, like one over here and one over here, these two smaller leaves grow, creating stipules. This is basically these mini leaves and help other future leaves to grow out. Then finally we have the leaf base. So let's take this one again. The leaf base basically helps protect and also helps harden the connection between the petiole and the midrib, and also the connection between the petiole and the leaf blade. The leaf blade is also known as the lamina, and basically this further helps fortify the leaf to be able to survive, and also for the leaf so that it doesn't break in case of like harsh weather. So the next thing is the margin. So the margin is this outermost layer that collects the wax located inside of the leaf. The reason why the margin has a significant value is because the margin, the waxy part of the leaf, makes sure that the water that's collected inside of the leaf, like when it's raining or something, so that it falls out. And if it doesn't fall out, it could potentially damage the leaf's ability to be able to absorb sunlight and gather carbon dioxide, which could damage its need to be able to like make food and with the chloroplasts. Whereas when we're comparing the margin to the tip, the margin has this waxy outer layer that gathers all the water in the center, and due to the structure of the leaf, it curves the leaf so that the water falls out like this, and this kind of creates a waterfall type of system that immediately makes the water go out of the leaf. And next we're going to move on to veins and venules. So if you see these light green parts over here, these are called veins. You can clearly see it more over here, okay? So this middle part running down is called the midrib, but it splits into other kinds of lines, and these lines are called veins. These veins basically split into even more different types of veins that we call venules, and this is basically so it is able to gather the nutrients at a much more faster pace than having to rely on one entire vein to having to do it. A much more faster and efficient way to transport the nutrients and all the food that the leaf is making, so that it can end up going to the plant. Here we have different types of leaves. We have simple leaves and compound leaves, and I'll explain what the difference is. So basically, simple leaves over here, they have their own petiole, this part over here, and it attaches to a stem, so like the plant stem or a tree stem. Over here, this would be a simple leaf because it has its own petiole and attaches to this stem. and this stem probably attaches to a much more bigger stem. This is still considered a simple type of leaf because it's just one type of leaf. Now, let's move on to a compound leaf. This is a compound leaf because there are multiple leaves that meet up at one singular point, and because they meet up at one singular point, and at that one singular point it attaches to a stem that attaches to another stem. These different stems attach to intersect at one point, and that attaches to another stem. These are called compound. These are the different types of the exterior parts of the leaf. So we have the apex or the tip, you have the margin, the midrib, the venules, the veins, the leaf blade, and then we have the stem, the petiole, the axil, the stipules, and the leaf base. And there are a compound and simple types of leaves. This is how you can identify the exterior parts of a leaf and identify simple and compound leaves.